Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is December 13, 2024. Here is another weekly wrap for our weekly edition. Market just had a negative wick on S&P 500. Very narrow bar. So the volume is light. We are getting to the holiday season, and that's why the volume is getting down. However, this week was pretty mixed. So S&P 500 was negative, but Nasdaq was positive. We will get to that one. Still looking for a consolidation. I'm not looking for a kind of like a deep correction. That would be lovely if we see a deeper corrective move to here, but I'm not sure if market gives us that chance, even sometimes close to Christmas time. Usually we will have Santa Claus rally, so any shallow corrective move would be bought by buyers, and we are just heading into 6,400 potentially by, let's say, January or so. So this is the area that I'm looking at for the intermediate target, which is 6145 to 6,400. But market just keeps grinding higher, and there is nothing stopping market from its momentum. If you just zoom back a bit, you will see that here is the trend line for COVID crash, and this is a COVID crash bottom. This is 2022 October low. Here is the 2023 October low, and after that, market S&P 500 didn't test this trend line ever. So it's just the momentum keep grinding higher, and as long as it keeps grinding higher, we will give market benefit of doubt. Shorting the market is going to be a suicide trade, just because market can go higher and can be irrational more than you think. So don't think you're smarter than market. So if you have money on the side, just keep it, because opportunity is coming. I'm not sure when, but opportunity is coming. When something like this is coming after 2 years rally, you cannot imagine how painful was that for people who were invested in, and how painful for people who didn't allocate their cash, or they didn't build up their cash, because that was a fantastic buying opportunity. We bought lots of good stocks here, especially here. We bought Meta at $94. Still, I have that stock in my portfolio. Look how profit I made with that investment. But again, you should be patient. You should be patient. If you have money invested, just make sure that you allocate your portfolio in different stocks. You diversify your portfolio, because if it goes down, then some sectors can be outperformers. So you have a good potential hedging strategy within your portfolio. Right now, MACD shows strong divergence since beginning of 2024. And also this divergence confirmed by RSI. Look at that. So RSI, it doesn't give me any sign of a good momentum, but market keeps grinding higher. This means we may see another potential spike to the upside for the final cap exhaustion to the upside. So that would be kind of like at the top that I would like to see, because from now, if market just euphorically going higher to 7,000, 7,400, that would be a fantastic shorting opportunity, or I would say taking profit from your investment. So that is the scenario that is possible. We can see that, especially for the Q1, Q2, when Donald Trump is coming to the power. When he took control the admin, we can see how market is gonna move. But I would say tariffs and all those monetary policies are gonna impact the market heavily. Especially tariffs are gonna be inflationary for those countries that he put tariff on, and even for U.S. consumers, because there are lots of products coming from China, Mexico, Canada. If he puts tariffs on it, so just go to Walmart and ask for any stock, that's going to be 10%, 20% extra. Moving on to Nasdaq. Nasdaq is the same scenario here. We got nicely uptick for a weekly chart. So we've seen some kind of like a divergence between SMA 20 and also the price. Usually, if it gets dramatically, there is going to be a drop and pop, like in August. It happens exactly in August. You get that. So then after that, it's going to be sharp drop and then coming back down. Once back test, going to new all-time high. So this is the scenario that I'm looking at. We may see some kind of like a going upside and then coming down in, let's say, beginning of the 2025. Test this wide range bar here. That's going to be kind of like election pivot, and then getting back to the upside, which is going to be a fantastic scenario for Nasdaq. Repeated a couple of times, and we may see another repetition potentially down the road in quarter 1. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to daily chart. So daily chart, we just mimicking around this higher trend line of this bearish wedge. The reason that it is called bearish wedge is usually when this is getting formed, most likely, not often, but most likely we see some kind of like an exhaustion to the upside and then breaking through to the downside. So if that happens, usually by a scale of this, we're gonna see a corrective move. So if that correction happens, that would be great buying opportunity, but that would be lots of pains to lots of technology names, which today was kind of like interesting because most of the stocks were negative. The reason Nasdaq went higher today and S&P 500 just managed slightly positive was this stock. This is Broadcom, and they announced yesterday earning. So Broadcom just hit the all-time high, jumped 20% to the upside, and that would be the scenario why Nasdaq and S&P 500 just barely managed positive, Nasdaq managed positive, and semiconductor index managed positive as well. So this is a kind of like a support or trend line that you can say, and lots of resistance here, somewhere around 200. But right after earning, it just jumped back up to 226 and just brought the entire semiconductors to the upside. So that was the reason for that. But without Broadcom, I would say the entire market, not entire, but most of the stocks actually were negative. Dow finished this week negative, a very negative candle, confirmation of last week. So we may see some kind of like a continuation to the downside, potentially to 42,000, still within this wide range bar. Nothing actually bad for the Dow. This is a very healthy correction, and we should take it if you're buyers. So we will see for the daily chart. Actually, I have a higher number here. So this is kind of like a muscling down to the corrective rally. So this is kind of like a correction, and this is a pivot. So we may see some kind of like a pullback to this area. This is my area for a trend line. If we get there, I would say that's going to be a good potential for long opportunity because that's going to take us to 45 to 46,000 area. So that's interesting. If you want to see this trend line, I can zoom back here. This trend line initiated August capitulation, then November bottom, and this is going to be the third touch. And usually third touch is going to be the best touch for the trend line if you are a trend line trader. So Dow is coming to the area, still not there yet, but it's coming to the area that we can see as like a tradable zone. Moving on to gold. Let me go to weekly chart first. Gold just after this flip-flop to the upside and downside, this week we got a shooting star. So this is obviously is not a bullish pattern. This is a pattern of weakness. We got very long leg shadow here. Whenever we see something like this at the top, usually we will have a follow through down the road. So I would say gold still is going to be a potential scenario that we can see a deeper correction to 2400 channel. So I would say 2480, that's going to be the level. Even 2450 or 60, that's going to be the possible scenario for gold. And not specifically this week, but I would say that's going to be very tradable zone for gold if it gets there. So for myself, which I'm bull on gold, but I would like to see more corrective move to the downside. That would be a perfect scenario. I thought that at the beginning, gold is going to just initiate this consolidation to the downside, but obviously I was wrong for that one. It went up for 3 days, and then the fourth one just touched this pivotal point, getting back to the downside, two consecutive days to the downside. If we get again to test this area, so that would be kind of like the weakness because we didn't manage, or gold cannot manage to highs, it goes down again. So this is a pattern of weakness, and we can go down to 24 to 2500, which is going to be this consolidation. And that's going to be the institutional level just because this one initiated this rally to new all-time high. So again, gold before new all-time high, we need to see some kind of like a corrective move. And that would be the ideal scenario if we see some kind of like a correction, the same scale like this, if it goes like this, and that would be perfect ABC to the downside before the next rally to the upside. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to silver, it's kind of like the same scenario with gold, actually just a better pattern if you want to slice it and dice it. This pattern forms a nice head and shoulder here. So this head and shoulder is about to trigger. If it triggers to the downside, I would say at 26 to 27. That's the area that I'm looking at. The potential scenario is going to be this month, December or January. So December or January, that would be the perfect zone for silver. If it gets here, that would be a monthly bottom. Folks, 26 to 27, that would be the area that I'm buying silver. I'm just telling you because this is a long, actually kind of like a since 2022, and this is 2024. And potentially this is going to be a very important bottom here for the next rally to the upside. So I would take it as a good, fantastic buying opportunity. Moving on to crude, which managed positive today. Again, seems like crude is getting back to its momentum, still very choppy. So even if crude gets back to 72, I would like to see if it closes above 72.62. So if it gets above this, if it closes a daily close above this pivot, then we can see, okay, any pullback would be great buying opportunity to $76, 76, 77. That's going to be the area. So if it breaks through, if it gets above this, then we should say, yes, this is the beginning of the new rally, potentially to $92. But right now, we can't say anything like that. We just need to go day by day, week by week to see how it's going to go. But right now, I would say crude definitely shifting the structure to the upside. And the momentum, at least for the short term, the bearish momentum is gone. So we're going to see if there is more confirmation for that. Moving on to Bitcoin individual names. Bitcoin just had a positive momentum, forming a nice bullish consolidation, hold up pretty well 92,000. It's just getting back to highs, and Bitcoin 110 is coming. Ethereum is going to be the same. Actually, it's getting back to the upside after back testing this trend line 3,000, 3,600. Right now, we are at 3,900, 4,000. And bond yield is just getting back to the upside. Seems like the inflation send the signal that bond yield can go higher. So that is kind of like a concerning for those ones who are looking for treasuries. I would say if this is going to be just the ABC down, that would be something, but I would say wait for a confirmation for a downside because this one can escalate again to the upside and can surprise everyone. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but bond yield is getting strong today, 1.24%. That's a lot. And treasury is on free fall, going down, and nothing can stop it. So potentially, we may see on Monday session, treasury forms a doji bar or something, because again, it's getting back to this important level. So we'll see. It's going to be just a fall before the next rally to the upside or not. So this is a very nice tradable zone for treasury. Lots of buyers are coming back. Moving on to VIX. just getting down 11 cents, still forming the bottom here. VIX is gonna stay here for a while, so don't worry about that. We are not getting any crash or something, so that's why VIX is gonna just stay here for potentially something like this before getting ready for another spike to the upside. Moving on to Dixie. I know bond yield was up. Usually Dixie is gonna follow the bond yield, but forming the doji here, so that's kind of like potential early signal for Dixie. Potentially dollar is topped and we may see another rollover to the downside. We're going to just have a look on Monday. Magma indicator going down today. Apple just a hit higher, 17 cents. Still a bullish consolidation, not a bad session. Amazon going down today, $1.51 down. Meta, $10 down today. So we may see a pullback to 600 before the next rally to the upside. Microsoft just $2 down today after yesterday, shooting a star at 452 to 456. Google $2.14 down. So it's just a rolling over to the downside. We may see some kind of like a support coming by 182, 183. Netflix $6 down here, and Tesla new all-time high, 4%, 4.34% to the upside, $18.13 change. So Tesla hits new all-time high. Not a bad session for Tesla at all. So this one is overstretched, overbought, but Tesla is Tesla. Tesla can accelerate higher more than you think. Semiconductor index. With Broadcom, they just form a doji bar, gapped up, hold up at that level. I would say still, it's not a good sign of weak strength just because AMD and Nvidia went down today sharply. SOX, the same pattern here, just better than SMH, still forming a bullish candle. But right now, I would say 223 is going to be a short-term top for this. Taiwan Semiconductor nicely getting back to the upside. Seems like that was a deeper back test and now getting back to the upside. If it forms something like that, that would be kind of like a bullish consolidation. So we will see AMD $3.69 down. So AMD again dipping through into 110 to 126 level. So this is the area that I'm looking at for AMD. If you just look at the stock here, seems I would say this is 2024 top, and here's the low, here's the higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Here's the lower high, and potentially for the lower low, there's going to be two scenarios. Scenario number one is going to be just a small lower low. It's not getting touched by this lower trend line here, but we may see a deeper corrective move to here. That's going to be scenario number two. I would say for both of this, investors can start buying at this area. So if you're an investor, if you don't care about like, I'm going to buy 100, let's say 25, and then if it gets deeper, 110, 11, I'm going to buy more and average down here, that would be not a bad strategy, especially for this name. So AMD, lots of buyers are going to come back here, especially this W pattern form, this nice move to the upside to new all-time high. So I would say AMD is getting to one of those scenarios that we are just getting to potential buyable zone here. So we'll see. NVIDIA just forming head and shoulder here at the top. If it goes below 130, I would say NVIDIA can easily go down to 112 to 116, 120. And that's going to be the area that I would like to see buyers are coming back. If buyers came back, then we can say NVIDIA is just forming the bottom for a potential new tradable zone for new all-time high. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to Texas Instrument, just the 12 cents down today. Not a bad session. Just going down, forming a lower high, lower low here, but nicely just recapturing, almost recapturing yesterday high. So pretty close and forming the bottom here. I would say Texas is in a good tradable buying zone. Lam Research, my favorite one, forming a nice bullish consolidation here. And also this reverse head and shoulder is forming as well. So this consolidation also means it's forming a bullish pattern. So we will see how it goes. If it If it forms there, uh, we already bought it, and we are just allocating more in that stock. Moving on to financial spider XLF, 4 cents down here. So this one can go down to 45 to 47. KBE 22 cents down here. This one can go to 56 dollar here. KRE 24 cents down. This one can go to $60. JP Morgan dollar 59 cents down. Goldman Sachs $6 13 cents down. Bank of America 41 cents down, and Wells Fargo 36 cents down. So this banking sector actually is in corrective move, which is healthy for the market. That's why Dow Jones is coming back down. So I would say this correction will be end potentially when Dow is shifting to the upside. Moving on to GDX, GDX is getting back down. Gold miners are kind of like a following gold, and this is not a pattern of a strength. So this one can go down if it take out this pivotal point around 35, then it can go lower to 32, and then getting back down to here. So that would be kind of like a fantastic buying opportunity. GDXJ, $1.37 down. This one as well. This one has more room to go down. AEM coming down $1.49. Newmont $1.34 down. So Newmont is just forming a $40. It's just getting deeper and deeper into this zone. So I would say this is going to be the area that lots of buyers are coming back for a final capitulation. Franco-Nevada, the same here, $2.21 down. Goldberg, 39 cents down, forming a triple bottom here, which is not a good pattern actually when you don't manage a higher high. You're just getting some kind of like breaking through to the downside potentially for $15 or less. Moving on to XLE, which is energy spider. Energy is coming down, the same scenario like banking sector. Crude is up, but energy is down, but they're getting close. They're getting close to a tradable zone, a bottoming formation here. Moving on to XOP, which is oil and gas exploration ETF, forming a bearish consolidation here. OIH, the same pattern, but for potential low here to somewhere around 280. Exxon just coming down here, 98 cents down. And Chevron coming down 84 cents down to a very important level, which is going to be this level. This is a consolidation before the next rally. So I would say if it goes here and then getting back to the upside, that would be kind of like the buying scenario. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.